Every family has a story they refuse to tell, several dried-out skeletons in their collective wardrobes. But ours had a whole cemetery of them. From the outside, we looked blessed. Tall gates, polished floors, Sunday laughter floating through open windows. But houses are good and paid actors. They learn how to smile while hiding teeth. By the time I understood what lived inside our family name, it was already too late to leave it. This is the story of how blood turned against blood. How where love once dwelled, strife blossomed. Of how love learned to rot. And how one home became a courtroom where only the cruel survived. I was the youngest of three. Mara the firstborn, perfect like a polished knife. Elias the middle child, quiet and watchful. And me, Jonah, the mistake that arrived after our parents had already decided what kind of family they wanted. There was a painful miscarriage before I was born. It was almost like they weren't expecting me. My mother used to say children are branches of the same tree. She never mentioned how branches compete for sunlight. Mara understood that before any of us did. She was brilliant in the way storms are brilliant, beautiful from a distance, dangerous up close. Teachers adored her. Relatives compared us to her like we were cheap copies of an original painting. Even our father looked at her as if she were proof his bloodline mattered. Elias and I learned early to live in her shadow. But shadows have a way of teaching you secrets. The first crack appeared the summer our grandfather died. He left behind the house on Agar Lane, a tall, narrow place that smelled of old coins and cinnamon. In his will, he wrote something strange. The house goes to the child who proves they deserve the family name. Not the oldest, not the kindest, the one who proved it. From that sentence grew a war. Mara decided the house was already hers. She walked through the rooms like a queen measuring a future kingdom. Elias pretended not to care, but I saw him counting things. Doors, locks, weak floorboards, as if the building were an opponent. I was 16 then, stupid enough to believe families couldn't truly break. It's us against the world, I would say. Grandfather had left challenges, sealed in envelopes to test our character. That's what the lawyer called them. Looking back, they were invitations to cruelty. The first task was simple. Spend 7 nights in the house together. No parents, no phones, just the 3 of us, and a building that remembered our childhood too well. Now, that was when the house began choosing sides. So on the second night, Mara found the old diary. None of us knew grandfather kept one. She read it aloud at the dinner table, her voice sweet as poison. Inside were stories about our father, mistakes he'd buried, debts he'd never paid, a woman he'd loved before our mother. Elias asked her to stop. I begged her to stop, but she kept reading. Truth is a gift, she said, smiling at us over the candlelight. Grandfather wanted us to know who we really are. That was the first time I realized Mara didn't want the house. She wanted the power that came with breaking us. Later that night, Elias whispered through the wall we shared, "Don't trust her, Jonah. She's playing a different game." I didn't understand then how right he was. The next challenge asked us to confess something we'd never told the others. Of course, Mara went first. She admitted she'd been the one who spread rumors about Elias at school, the ones that made him eat lunch alone for a year. She described it calmly, almost proudly, like explaining a recipe. Then she looked at me. "Your turn, little brother." I said nothing worth remembering. Small sins, childish lies. Elias confessed he hated our father. The room went cold after that. Mara laughed with a smirk on her face. "Hate is honest," she said. "Weakness is pretending you don't." That night I woke to the sound of glass breaking. One of my photo frames lay shattered on the floor. The picture inside, me and Elias as kids, had been cut straight down the middle. However, no one admitted doing it. No one needed to, though. The envelopes grew darker. One asked us to choose which sibling was least worthy of the family name and explain why in writing. Another demanded we reveal each other's worst memory. The house stopped feeling like a home. It became a mouth, testing our flavor. Mara thrived. Elias unraveled. I tried to hold the middle like a bridge with cracks running through it. Then the accidents began. Elias fell down the cellar stairs after someone loosened a railing. Then, my bedroom door miraculously locked from the outside one night, filling with the smell of smoke, though nothing burned. When I tried to suspect her, Mara found her car brake line cut. We accused each other in circles until the words lost meaning. Grandfather's final envelope arrived on the 6th day. "Only one of you will inherit," it read. "Decide before the 7th night ends. No rules." That was the moment family officially became a competition. Mara suggested a vote. Elias suggested we burn the will and sell the house. I suggested we go home. None of us were listened to. By evening, the power went out. Rain pressed against the windows like hands. We ate in silence, 3 strangers wearing the same last name. Then Elias found the second diary. This one belonged to our grandmother. Inside, she wrote about a tradition older than any of us. Every generation, the family chose a single heir through tests of devotion. Those tests had once ended in disappearances the town politely forgot. "He isn't even of pure blood," Mara said with her usual sneer. I could hear Elias's heart race, even from where he sat beside me. This whole thing had been intentionally arranged. It was as if grandfather could bank on one of his descendants to eradicate the bad blood, the illegitimate blood. But I wish I could tell this part gently. I can't. This particular argument started over the kitchen table and grew teeth. It blew hot like a fire that was being groomed gently. Mara accused Elias of planning to steal the house, an accusation I thought came out of thin, cold air. Elias accused her of poisoning our parents against him for years. Words turned into shoves and spears, shoves into something worse. I remember a vase hitting the wall. I remember rain-like applause outside. I remember realizing none of us were children anymore. Then Elias said something about the woman our father once loved, something only Mara could have learned from the diary, and she went very still. The knife had been meant for dinner. That's what the police said later. Knives are always meant for dinner until they're not, they said. I won't describe the sound it made. I'll only say that families shouldn't learn new noises from each other. Elias died before the ambulance arrived. Mara told the officers it was self-defense. The house, a faithful witness, kept its opinion to itself. No cameras, no neighbors, just 3 versions of a story and one body that couldn't argue. However, the court believed her, and the will named her heir by default. On the day she moved in, she invited me for tea like nothing had changed. The walls were freshly painted. The diary was gone. The house smelled of cinnamon again, innocent as a forgiven sin. "Blood protects its own," she said while stirring sugar into my cup. Grandfather would be proud. I looked at my sister, the last branch left above me, and understood what sunlight costs. But I moved away that winter. Some people say distance heals, but what I think is what it really does is keep you alive. Mara still lives on Agar Lane. The town calls her successful. Charity events, garden parties, a smile sharp enough to open doors. Every year on Elias's birthday, she sends me a message. Family first. I never reply. Sometimes I dream of the house growing larger, adding rooms for the things we don't admit. In those dreams, Elias waits at the top of the cellar stairs, asking why I didn't choose a side sooner. But I don't have an answer that would satisfy the dead. People believe betrayal begins with hatred. They're wrong. It begins with familiarity, with knowing exactly where to press, so love starts to bleed. Our family learned that lesson too well. One brother in the ground, one sister wearing his shadow like a crown, and me, alive, yes, but forever exiled from my own last name. If you pass Agar Lane at night, you'll see a light in the upstairs window. Mara says it's just an old wiring problem. I know better. Houses remember what families try to forget. And some victories taste so sweet that the winner never notices they're eating alone. BehindThyScene will return with another story, because some secrets refuse to stay buried, and someone has to listen when they crawl back out. Kindly like, comment, and subscribe. See you.